Works in my mind.
Watch your fucking bloody chain wallet mouth. Oh, you slut.
I hear it.
Oh, it's coming through. Oh, nice. That's good. I like that.
That's beautiful.
Slut butts over here. Nice chain wallet, nerd.
Cool.
What the? Yeah, I like that. I feel like I should have like a cigar and a glass of wine when this is playing.
I forgot to set up the name of the.
Yeah, what is the name of the podcast today?
The
Lives.
You can put the Enola Gaze.
Episode 7. Episode 7, guys.
Damn. Seems like forever since we started. Like, seems like episode 1. Like, that was a good one. Episode 1 was good.
I started watching you on episode 2, and that was what? Like,
Was that episode 2 when you started watching?
yeah. It was right before the Super Bowl. No.
I had an episode 4.
No, so no, it might have been 3 or 2. One of them two. I don't fucking know.
See if your dad and perhaps watch.
Graham said she watched the one time she watched for like a minute. She goes, I just couldn't do it.
Why?
Because we are unentertaining. We're ugly. Well, I'm ugly.
No, well,
You guys are fine looking dudes.
I'm not really, Jeff. You don't have to flatter me. I'm old and washed up.
It's true. Man.
Nobody wants this dirty old cocks anymore.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm dirty and old. My wife.
Yeah, well, I'm dirty and old, and my girlfriend would rather have a BBC.
She's probably listening to this right now.
I hope. So.
That's not recording, is it?
Oh, we
Oh,
are
it is.
live, bro. We are live. There are people watching. We have
For all the millions of viewers out there,
3 watchers right now.
Oh God!
I just want to let you
Come get
guys
this.
know that all these millions of viewers, that you just said that out loud.
Out loud to millions.
So now that all these
and millions of
and all
viewers
these-
out there.
and all these BBCs are gonna start popping up in the inboxes now.
All right, let's see here. We got two
Huzzah.
dumb Yinzers are on here. Let's see.
Huzzah! That's what I say when I come.
Who's saying huzzah? Huzzah! That's a new one, Jeff. I think after this relationship, I'm just gonna be a cuck and just watch other people have sex.
You're more than welcome to
Well, I
come
think
over.
being a cuck is watching someone that you love have sex. So, like, watching.
I don't
your
want
wife
to do
have
all
sex.
that. I think
That's
I'll
what
just.
a cuck is.
I
Right?
think. Well, okay, I'll be a voyeur. A
Voyeur is the
voyeur.
person who does.
They
the
watch.
They're the
Well,
filmers.
yeah. Okay, so what is it if it's just a random guy watching two people
You're
have
just a
sex?
fucking pervert.
You're a pervert.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just be one of those.
So like
then.
if Jeff's just in the middle of going to town and you're just sitting there in the corner just like
I'm a spectator.
you're
Yeah, I'm a spectator, not a perv.
What about so Pee Wee Herman, for example?
Dude, he was just.
He was jacking it in the theater.
Yeah.
hey, let the man be.
Okay, so what? Okay, but what do you expect?
Well, he's in a theater with
Listen.
dirty
Presumably a bunch of other men.
yeah, and they're probably all doing the same thing.
Yeah, but he was gay. Paul Rubens was gay.
Doesn't matter. That was probably a gay movie that was playing, and he was.
Even if it
jacking
wasn't.
it.
Okay, so
Doesn't matter.
okay,
Even
what,
if he wasn't gay, he could have been just jerking it.
what the fuck do you expect people to do? You're watching a porno in a movie theater. Why does anybody watch porn?
To jerk
To
off.
jerk it.
Okay, so you're playing a porno in a theater. What the fuck did you expect him to be doing? He's gonna jerk it, of course.
I'm telling you right now, if I was Jeff, I'd come down here and this would be my like masturbation
That-
dungeon.
this is a
And I'd
good-
have like all 3 camera, like all the monitors up and watch 3 different ones at each time.
Every spot in this room, there has been some sort of sexual activity.
Oh, great,
Oh, great.
Not just being by myself. but
This
the
is
old
this,
lady.
to me. This would be like a crank sesh dungeon.
I just said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got all these screens here. I got a screen over there.
He
I got
could
a
literally-
portable screen that you're holding in your hand.
Now, he
right
literally could just create content down here.
Just whatever I want to do. It's a studio, bro.
And Derpy's already wrong. We do have receivers. The only one we lost was the hell was that? He came from the Chargers. Keenan Allen. Yeah,
he still there?
No, we didn't sign him yet.
He probably will.
We're on.
All
We're
right,
here.
fantastic.
20
So,
seconds.
Derpy jumped in. What was he saying? What's he saying on the chat here?
The Bears gonna win the Super Bowl with only offensive linemen. No receiver, just offensive lineman.
Let's just go ahead before we talk about anything else. Let's just get into that. Let's find the Bears here on my handy dandy little sheet.
Go Bears.
NFC North, right?
Well, Keenan Allen's the only one that didn't resign as the receiver.
So here's who the Bears have signed in free agency so far. Hold on, let me get my mic situated here.
Hey,
I can see you
they
getting
still said
around.
hi, Tim. Hi. Hi, guys. What's going on?
What's up? So, tight end, Durham Smythe. Durham Smythe signed to a
He's going to be a
deal.
backup. He's a backup.
Offensive guard, Jonah Jackson. That's a big one, right?
Let me take a look here.
Acquired in a trade with the Rams in exchange for a 2025 six-round draft pick. Had a 1-year extension through 27.
That's an okay one. Joe Thuney's a big one.
Joe
4
Thuney?
Super Bowls.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was.
He knows what it
Chiefs.
takes.
that's a big one. And Drew Dahlman was a big one.
Drew Diamond. Dalman.
Yeah.
Wow, big money. $42 million contract, 28 guaranteed.
Yeah.
3 years.
Grady Jarrett is going to be someone to watch too this year
Mm-hmm.
from the Falcons.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah.
So do you think these picks will actually help the Bears? along
Yes,
With,
Yes, absolutely.
I
If this,
think the
keep
line will
Caleb
work.
clean.
if this
line.
offensive line holds and does what they're supposed to, I mean, look what he did with a shitty line. Look at the numbers he put up with a shitty line. So imagine if he's got somebody blocking for him.
I'm not saying he's gonna be like Tom Brady.
I'm going to say he's
when
a
Tom Brady had the
biracial
good
angel.
line.
He's a biracial angel.
No.
Biracial angel.
Yeah. I love Caleb Williams. I don't care.
He's like he'd paint his fingernails if he told him to.
I would.
But he'd put "I'm gay" on both fingers.
What about the former Bears quarterback, Justin Fields now?
I'm going to the Jets.
That
Going
didn't
to the
surprise
Jets.
me.
What did I tell
right?
you? Garbage. What did I tell you? I've been saying this. Listen, after Justin Fields leaves the Bears, he's going to get bounced around the league. This is his 5th year, 3rd team.
True, man.
New year, new
And
year.
why would you go to New York other than just wanting money? Why would you go to the Jets? They're worse than the Bears, for Christ's sake.
Well, they got rid of. They're getting rid of Rodgers, so they've got an open spot. It's a big city.
Yeah,
They're paying him. Let's see right here. Justin Fields.
30 mil,
2 years.
something like that.
2 years, $40 million.
40. So is that 20 million a
20
year?
million a year.
Mhm. I think
30 mil is fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
So basically, they're going to pay him 30 million up front, and then they're going to pay him $7.5 million a year for 2 years,
So they're going
or
to pay
$5
him.
million a year. For
They're going to pay him all that money
and
just to watch him
$15
get
million
close to the end
salary
zone. They can
bonus.
kick field goals the whole time.
Still got $15 million bonus. Well, he's got to be the starter, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rodgers-
that kind of money,
Rodgers
they
is
have to make him
gone.
the starter. With Rodgers gone,
Yeah.
Adams is gone.
so this is his shot now. You know what?
It's not going to work.
You don't think it's gonna work? Yeah, probably
Dude,
not.
the Jets
Nothing
are
works with the
terrible.
Jets. They're
And if it does, I'd be highly surprised if it works.
If it works, I'll crack 3 of my ribs and suck my own dick.
Okay,
Sounds like a
Marilyn
good
Manson.
time.
He never did that, by the way.
He probably did. Just
No, but yeah, I think.
let's talk
Fields-
about these Steelers. That's what I want to talk about.
What about him?
DK Metcalf.
Oh, and who do you got? You got the lot attendant as your fucking quarterback.
Yeah,
That's
the
okay.
quarterback is the issue, right? I mean,
Yeah, like what's the sense of having these receivers when you have no quarterback? You literally have no quarterback.
They're gonna draft Jackson Dart. Mark my words.
They might.
so the Steelers their offensive line was starting to pull together at the end of the season.
Uh-huh.
So, they were starting to look okay. And that's one reason why I kind of wanted Fields to play another season with the Steelers,
No.
because I thought he could do okay behind a halfway decent offensive line.
I think Russell Wilson will do okay behind a halfway decent
I think
offensive
they should
line.
resign
Russell Wilson is done. He's shot.
You think he's
he
done?
can't see the middle of the field. He can't run. I mean, it's a shame. Like, he can still throw the deep ball,
Yeah.
and he's still very accurate with his throw. His arm's there, but his legs aren't. And he can't see the middle of the field, and he's getting shorter, dude. He has to be. His sight is getting shorter, that's
So
for sure. When he's
That's
in the
for
game,
sure.
when Russell Wilson's in the game, there's a third of the field you don't even have to bother defending because he ain't going to throw it there. He is not going to throw it between the hash marks. He's not going to throw it anywhere near the hash
So where
marks.
does
He's all
he go from
sidelines
here
and
then?
short. Who cares? Who fucking cares about
I heard
Russell Wilson?
I heard he left Cleveland without a contract.
Who's that?
He talked to Cleveland.
Oh,
And
Russell,
he
he was there
without,
yesterday.
he
or
left
whatever,
without
yeah.
a deal.
Yeah, they probably were like...
That's
they-
a fucking clown show there.
But what about Kenny Pickett going to the Browns? And how many? Well, remember when he first started, and everybody's like, "You're just a hater, Tim." And I was like, "Kenny Pickett is garbage.
You were hating really hard on him.
He was trash."
And everybody liked him. Obviously, he was the standout at Pitt, and he had a good. He was, he was in the Heisman.
But he was hot garbage.
He wasn't hot garbage in college, dude.
Not in college.
But it was worth being excited for because the Steelers needed him. They needed a guy like him at the time because we knew Ben was going to be coming down, and it was worth being excited for Kenny. Unfortunately,
He sucked.
he wasn't very good.
What pissed me off is when Mitch Trubisky played. He could have a good game, and everybody be like, "Oh, Mitch is fucking garbage. Put Pickett in." Then Kenny Pickett could have the same exact game but lose. They're like, "Well, he's learning. He's doing better."
Right.
Like, dude, that's why I called him Kenny Golden Arm of Christ. I do no wrong Pickett. Because, like, no matter what he did, it was always good. Like, what was it? He threw, like, 4 interceptions, no touchdowns, 200 yards, lost the game. Everybody's like, "Man, he did a great job today."
I mean, I saw Big Ben throw for what 300 and throw 6 interceptions,
Yeah.
and they didn't take him out.
And then also still win 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
still also win 2 Super
Yeah,
Bowls.
don't mention Ben and Kenny Pickett in the same conversation because it's not even close.
'Cause I have a buddy that I work with, and he's a big Pitt fan, and I mean, he dick rides the shit out of them, and I'm like, there ain't no way that team is ever gonna. He's always like, they might win a national championship this year, and every year, what is it? 5-5,
Kenny Pickett is just
6-4.
terrible.
Right.
No,
I keep going back to the one where he played his last year when he went to throw the ball.
yeah, and he
And
And he like
Into
body
the
slammed
ground?
himself. Yeah, he like body
Yeah.
slammed himself.
Yeah, that has been making the airways on.
They were
the
trying to
memes.
say that
You
he's
know, a lot of memes with the
terrible.
gifs of that. Yeah.
and they were
Like-
trying to say that.
Well, he does. They said he has baby hands.
Well, he fit in with Deshaun Watson.
I mean, they really
Give
said
him,
he
a, give him a good massage. Sweet, sweet
Oh, there
white
goes
hands you got.
Sigma boy.
Oh, jeez. So, going with the Steelers. Here's a list of all their free agency pickups so far, okay?
Oh God.
And I guess we'll just go ahead and start with the elephant in the room. Steelers did pick up a quarterback in free
Mason
agency.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph is back.
Sweet, sweet Mason.
I'm not opposed to that.
I don't think it's the worst pickup. I would rather have him starting
You
games than
need-
Aaron
yeah.
freaking Rodgers.
Yeah.
You need someone who's solid and knows the team.
He does.
And he sat the bench and watched it.
He played better than Trubisky, and he played better than Pickett did when he was here.
And I'll say this. I mean, even though Fields wasn't on the team, he played better than Justin Fields, too.
Got a comment there on the board from Sigma Boy.
Yeah, we're just going to ignore Sigma Boy today. It's not going to have that way.
Is that Cam?
Oh, I can't stop yawning, man. I ate that Kentucky Fried Chicken before I came over here.
Ooh, KFC.
Oh, original. I like the original recipe.
Original recipe's good, but I like the extra crispy as well.
Mhm.
I like any fried chicken.
Do they still do the rotisserie style?
No. Oh,
No.
God, no.
God, they did that,
That
a long
was-
time
Fuck
ago.
that. They said we're not trying to be.
Fuck it up,
They're
dude.
like,
It
we're
was
not
so
being healthy
good.
no more. Get
That
out of here.
rotisserie style one was the best, dude.
Well, that's when they went on that health kick, I think.
Is that what it
Everybody,
was?
yeah.
Dude, it was delicious. I
I'm
used to
getting
crush.
fried chicken. I don't want to eat healthy. I want to fucking die.
Yeah.
Chicken.
But sometimes it's nice to eat the chicken and it doesn't hurt your teeth from all the crunchiness. You know what I mean? The rotisserie was nice because it would have all the spice right there
all
where
the
you could
juice is
see it.
just running down
And
your
juice is
face.
running down, and it's a nice soft bite, and it was good.
I agree.
KFC did it right.
I agree.
So yeah, Mason's back. The deal he got is a pretty good deal for the Steelers. I mean, 2-year deal, and it's not like this dude's worth $50 million or anything. I'm not
No.
saying that, but 2-year deal, $8 million, and he got 4.5 guaranteed.
I
It's
do
not
it.
terrible. That's worth it for a team like Steelers that need the money. Crunch, 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 crunch.
You hear that?
Oh yeah. Did you look and sound like a squirrel?
Yes, sir. We got technical difficulties right now.
He's like,
You know,
Play the jazz. Play the jazz.
what the heck is that on
What is
cue?
No, hang up. Don't answer that.
we're just gonna turn this off.
You guys can.
Oh,
People on
gosh.
YouTube can hear me crunch these delicious.
I'm
cheese
turning your
balls.
phone off, just letting you know.
Don't turn it off.
Oh,
Too late.
you should have.
Just fucking do it then. Jesus God.
That's hilarious.
Which
Just
you
hope that
can.
nobody dies at my house. That's all.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna. It's still on.
Just give him my number. Just,
Yeah.
just message him and say, yo,
I'm a really
Can you keep these
good.
away from me?
What you tempted?
No.
You tempted to put them in your mouth?
All the
No.
people watching live are all they're gonna hear is crunch, crunch, crunch.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, guys, I'm gonna not eat
This
these until
giant
after.
thing of fucking-
But I think that was a trap set by Jeff because he
Because
put them right in front of my face.
I
Dude,
just wanted to make sure you guys weren't hungry.
I bought those things. I bought those things like 2 months ago. Because one day, the very first time Tim came to my house, I had like a little thing of like cheese puffs, and I had him sitting out upstairs, and I told him, "Hey, eat these." It was like literally like a handful, and you're like, "Oh man, okay, cool, thanks. I love cheese puffs."
God,
Yeah.
fuck.
So like that week, I was at Walmart. I was going shopping, and I saw the big thing of cheese puffs and it was on sale for like $3. It was stupid cheap. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that. So Tim comes over, he likes these. I'll let him have some. I said, and then my daughter will eat some here there. The first week I had them, you came here and you had some. You were like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you
I've
ate
seen
a
'em.
bunch. Yeah, you were crushing them, and that's fine. That's why I bought them. But I thought maybe my daughter would like them. Evidently, she doesn't like that brand. She
There's
won't
another
touch 'em.
brand.
That's something about that brand of cheese puffs, whatever they are. She won't eat them. And there's a certain brand she likes. And those ones she knows because my dad used to buy those. He used to buy that tin all the time, and now he doesn't buy it anymore because my daughter doesn't eat them. He buys some other brand.
So you're telling me that you put that in a baggie and you'd hand it to her, she would know.
Probably.
Yeah, she could look at them and tell you.
Well, we're down to one viewer today. That must have been after I ate the cheese balls. Nobody wanted to hear it.
Was that Cam?
I
He's
think
our
it's.
only
I
viewer.
think it's Sigma Boy. Yeah.
Sigma boy.
It won't tell me who it is.
What's a Sigma?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Just leave.
I'm
All right, so
just
back
trying
to
to get
Mason
tired.
Rudolph.
So then the Steelers also we got a running back, Kenneth Gainwell.
That's probably not.
1 year, $1.79 million, 60.
Uh,
So it's
so
a
he's
little
a-
more,
he's
a little
a-
more than
He's filler.
yeah, or practice squad future.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea who that guy is. Wide receiver, DK Metcalf. Obviously, that's a big one.
He must be throwing passes to himself.
Acquired in a trade with the Seahawks in exchange for a 2025 second
What?
round pick. Is he worth a second round pick? Was that a good deal for the Steelers
No.
right there
I think it
for
was.
DK?
No, yeah, but
Still
DK's
pretty
getting
young.
old.
No, he's not.
He's like,
Is
he's my age.
Bro, what? 7 years in the league?
No, 5.
Oh. Where's he
Age
at?
27.
He's as
6
old
years
as
of
me.
experience. So he's in his prime right now.
So they say. Okay, let's talk about Seattle though. And Sam Darnold going there.
He's gonna suck.
Real quick, just while I got the Steelers stuff up here, a couple other ones are kind of meh. Brent Skoranek, we got him back. We had him earlier in the season. Darius Slay, cornerback, signed a $10 million deal with the Steelers for CB. He had a pretty solid couple of years there, a couple of years ago, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
He's been around for a long time, but it'll be a nice experienced guy to have for the Steelers.
I can't wait to see him
Well,
and
he's from
Darnell
the
Washington.
Eagles, right?
He was with the Eagles, and then I believe he also played with Jacksonville at some point.
Well, there was what the hell? I don't understand because it blows my mind that Darnold's a Seahawk. Like he gave the Vikings their best season. in Probably
Vikings are a
what?
poverty franchise now.
Yeah, like how long?
Yeah, they blew it. Yeah.
And
Like
you
he
don't
gave you
resign
guys
him?
a what was it, a 14-2 or a 15-2?
And did you see the big news from this morning? Who they also got today?
Who?
Cooper Kupp went to Seattle.
Really?
He's-
Yeah, they
Yeah.
finalized that. I guess overnight they announced it this morning.
Well, that Jimmy Garoppolo went to the Chargers.
I'm not sure where he went, but we can go over Seahawks real quick because that's big, dude. Sam Darnold signed a 3-year deal for $100 million.
And you watch him play no better than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
$55 million guaranteed, and he gets $37.5 million in that first year.
And I
Oh, they
bet you,
Got paid.
I bet you he sucks this year.
Mhm.
How many quarterbacks do good and they get that big payday and crap out?
Not a lot.
Look at Ryan Fitzpatrick. He had that one good year.
He had a one great year. He grew a beard. Everybody loved him.
Yep. And then ever since then he's been on a different team every year because he sucked.
And now he don't even play.
No.
And now you see him in freaking commercials and
Well,
shit.
it
You know what?
happened
Good
He's
for
with
him.
Amazon too.
Yeah.
With their
Well, that happened to Derek Carr. He was good until he signed that big contract.
well,
And
he
then
signed that big contract when he got his knee messed up,
and that was it.
and he just
Jamarcus
that's
Russell
I hate to say it.
was good in college, signed that big contract, NFL contract.
Yeah, but he was lazy.
Yeah, he was like
Yeah, he was a bum. He was
He was
trash.
not interested in actually.
He just
doing
wanted
He
that
wanted the
money.
money. He didn't want to.
He just wanted to play the game. He didn't want to put in the work.
Somebody Somebody said my Jim Palmer poster thought he was going to be a Tennessee Titan. What the fuck does that even mean? But that's hilarious.
I don't know, but that's Caleb. What's up, Caleb? How are you today?
That's hilarious.
I like that.
Yeah.
How the hell do you get a Jim Palmer poster? Isn't he like 95 years old? Like,
Nah, he played in the late 80s, right?
yeah, Palmer, I think, retired in the 80s.
Yeah.
He never made it to the 90s. So, like, how do you get a Jim Palmer poster? Like, this is great.
Dude, you can get anything you want online, dude. You can get on Amazon. You can do custom posters.
I'm going to get in there and get a Jim Palmer poster now. I think I'm going to. I think I deserve a Jim Palmer poster.
I'd rather have a Jim Abbott poster.
Oh, yeah, with his missing hand.
I saw, dude, he came up on my feed today. Just a random video. And it was the last pitch he threw in his no-hitter.
Oh.
And it was pretty good.
I don't know how he did it.
Dude, he was a freak of nature.
The
He was
way-
just a naturally great athlete, dude.
The
Good
way
for
he
him.
swapped that glove so fast.
And he had there's a couple of videos of him where he had some comebackers hit right at him and he was able to get the glove on and get out the way and, make a play on the ball.
Did he?
Oh, Caleb says he's 58 years old and he lives alone.
Like, that still doesn't tell me how you get a Jim Palmer poster.
That's more than me. I mean, I've got some old shit here, but I ain't got nothing quite like a Jim Palmer poster.
Oh, Mike put a Jim Palmer on the Two Dumb Yinzers blog.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't look at the blog recently.
I like Jim Palmer though.
Oh, classic.
But yeah, I mean, I like thinking about them old pictures of the 80s. Like, they're like 21 years old. They look like they're 45, had a drinking problem, cocaine addiction.
Smoking cigarettes
Yeah,
in the
smoking
dugout.
cigarettes in the dugout. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Jim Leland smoked like a pack of Marlboro Reds in one game.
Dude, even in 2004 when he won the World Series with
He was
Detroit,
still in there
he was still
smoking.
smoking cigarettes
Yeah,
in the
back
dugout.
then you were
I mean,
still allowed to
they
smoke.
weren't allowed to do it, and he was doing it anyway. I think he was like getting some fluff for it.
Because he did it with the Marlins too, when he won the World Series.
Oh yeah, that was in '97.
Dude, I'm telling you, Sid Bream was out, and the Pirates win that World Series.
I hope you can bring that up in every single episode of this show.
I'm going to.
Sneak it in.
I'm going to because Sid Bream was out. I watched that game.
Whenever I masturbate, I like to use Vaseline.
And Sid Bream was out.
With one hand while I'm holding the other, and then just as it shoots out, it flies into left field. Just like
Sid Bream was waiting there.
And, when you throw it back, Sid Bream was out.
I'm like, yeah, I was getting pegged the other day, and Sid Bream's out. Sid Bream was out.
He was out and about watching.
My wife was like, "Who the fuck is Sid Bream?" Don't worry about it, bitch. It's out. Just keep pushing.
Like, just call me Sid Bream the whole time. Say Sid Bream is out. He was out. I don't give a shit. He was out.
That's your. That's the word. That's her phrase that she has to whisper in your ear
Sid
to
Bream
get you
was
over
out.
the edge.
Yeah.
When nothing else works.
Like, I can't come anymore.
She's just like, "Oh, honey,
Sid Bream is out." I'm like,
Sid Bream
oh,
was out," and that's it.
oh yeah, there it is.
Good
That's
old
no,
goofy
wait.
load.
Is that what we're calling load now? Sid Bream.
I'm gonna go up the stairs and go beat a Sid Bream.
That Sid Bream is out.
Oh, I'm gonna hit a Sid Bream into the left mouth later.
See?
I'm gonna number 5 all over her face.
See, now that's good.
Couldn't we just do Sid Bream for everything now?
I'm gonna go take a Sid Bream real
Yeah,
quick.
Be sure to wipe your Sid Bream. When you're done.
Like for Sid Bream.
You bring your smokes, we can go out and do a Sid Bream.
I'm gonna go smoke a Sid Bream.
So anyway, I was waxing my Sid Bream today.
Hey, look, he said, "Hey man, I know you're sad your mom died, but Bream was out." He's right. That's a good one.
Comment of the
I
day.
like that one. Let's save that one. That's a good one. Can I like that? Is there a way to?
No, not from the. Actually, yeah. Well, no, not the. You can't like comments on live.
There's a little heart thing.
Yeah, that'll like the video and put likes up for my account because you're looking at that through my YouTube account,
okay.
whereas I'm posting through the Two Dumb Yinzers, a completely different YouTube account.
But Bream was out.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I remember
And
I
then
watched it live.
Pirates
I
go to the World
was
Series.
7.
I guarantee the Pirates win that World Series.
We talked about this, but that was the World Series against the Twins that year, I believe.
They would have won.
Twins were pretty
They
good.
would have Sid Breamed all over your face.
But
Dude,
yeah, the Pirates were
the
very
Twins were good. I mean, they had Ken Herbick. They had Kirby Puckett, Jack Morris. Pat Mahomes was on that team, I believe.
Mahomes.
Was it 92?
That would have been 91, I believe.
Okay, Pat
1991,
Mahomes might have been on there. Pat Mahomes Sr. might have been there. He might have been a rookie.
Taylor said Tim hasn't used the internet since LimeWire. He probably doesn't even know what the fuck LimeWire
I
is.
know what LimeWire is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Was that your introduction to internet porn?
No.
That was the introduction to a lot of
He
people's
tried to
internet.
download it all, and
Just music.
no wonder why Pat's
Just
computer
music.
was always getting fixed.
LimeWire is the one big program for back then that I never really used. I used
Oh,
Napster.
it will fuck your computer up
Oh, I
real
know.
quick.
That's why I
Viruses
didn't
on
use
viruses.
it because my friend Dinker had it, and he would download music all the time, and he would burn me CDs and stuff. And that was after Napster. Napster went downhill. You couldn't do it anymore. So I kind of gave up for a while, and then like a year or two later, that Kazaa program came out, and it was probably the safest one since Napster.
Yeah, because LimeWire, I think, along with a lot of internet porn, it clogged my computer like really bad.
Yeah.
Like bad. Because back then, Pornhub wasn't really that big.
It wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, you had like YouPorn. But like,
remember the internet connections were slow, so it wasn't
Yes.
like you could just stream a video.
Exactly.
You had to download the video.
Exactly.
And it was not great quality,
And, like,
it was dumb.
so I'm hitting all kinds of different sites. 35 pop-ups are coming up. It's throwing me down loopholes. I'm looking at like trying to find black chicks. I end up in bestiality porn. Like it's.
Oh, by accident, right?
Oh, look at
watched
that!
it.
Look at
I
that
watched
lady
it.
getting fucked by that horse.
Oh, I've watched it. I'm not gonna lie. It was
Fucking-
kind of interesting. I was kind of
You
jealous
need
because
fucking mental help.
look how's
Dude, come on. Who
How-
hasn't watched
how-
a video of a woman fucking a
No.
donkey or a horse?
no,
Not
you
even once.
don't listen to him.
Not even once. You never watched
Nope.
that? And he comes
Nope.
out with a fucking beer steins worth of cum.
Nope.
You've never once watched one
Nope.
of those videos.
Dude,
Nope.
I have.
I got one for you.
I don't know what the
Here,
fuck
I got one.
y'all are doing.
Here's something you need to look up right now.
Oh god.
Not right now, but
Jesus.
look it up tonight. We'll look it up after the show because I'm not going to put this on the air. Mr. Hands.
Oh God.
Do you know about Mr. Hands?
No, but
It
Isn't
just
it
sounds
that-
wrong.
is it the guy that broke the bottle in his butthole?
All right, I'm going to give you the Mr. Hands story real quick, and then we're going to get back to these free agencies because there's a couple names I want to.
All right.
Mr. Hands was a bigwig at, I believe it was Boeing
Okay.
in the Seattle area. It was one of those big, either Boeing or like Lockheed Martin,
Mm.
like one of those weapons airplane manufacturer. He was a big
Alright.
CEO back in the mid 2000s. He died mysteriously. And the cause of death was internal punctures from his anus, rectum, and his intestines from the rear end
Oh, he was getting fucked.
by a horse.
Oh, that's the dude that died with the horse.
Yeah. That was a thing that he would do. He had a hand that would help him, a guy that did this with him. They would go out, and this dude was super rich. He was like a big wig at a fucking giant company. So he had like a farm, and he would go out at night sometimes, and he would let the horse.
Imagine hearing a fucking horse go.
And it's on video. They videotaped the one
So
that
he's
got
the
him.
one.
The
He's
one
the
that
one.
killed him. Mr. Hands was his internet moniker, and he would make videos and he would post them online, like on 4chan and shit, way back in.
I've seen a horse rail this woman.
And
she
this dude
enjoyed
got
it.
fucking in the video where that did the damage. Dude, it's a must watch because like you can't really see the dirtiest part. You just see the horse and you see a person there. He's like on a bale of hay getting bent over,
Oh,
and he's got like a yeah, it's that. And then the horse just fucking the horse just decides it's gonna be strong, and it's just you could see its ass tighten up and just fucking wreck. And when it goes, dude, that dude lets out this noise, like all the air in his body just shot out. Dude,
Talk about
so
sexual
wait a
proclivities.
minute though.
it's bad.
Why didn't his helper stop it?
Dude, it was so fast because the dude's getting fucked by a horse, and I think the helper's in the video
Well,
holding
you
the
also
horse.
got to think that helper is probably getting paid a
This is
pretty hefty
fucking
amount.
1,000-pound animal, dude.
I'm telling you right
All
now.
confidence
See the
guy,
boom going.
at that point, it's gonna do
He's like,
what
hey,
it wants to
fuckhead, get
do.
over here.
The video is worth watching just to see. It's like one of those, like, you watch Faces of Death type shit where
Yeah,
it's
but those
like,
were
you don't
fake,
really want
though.
to.
Faces of Death
Yeah,
was
some of it
fake.
was real. Some of it was pretty bad.
I'm just telling you
Slaughterhouse
now,
was
if that
When they
was
were
the roles
beating-
were reversed and that was Jeff doing
Oh, the
that and
mo-
he was paying me to do that and you were getting fucked by the horse,
No,
I'm taking the money and I'm doing that.
they came with that monkey scene was fake. They were
Where they beat its brains?
yeah. If you watch the mallets are bending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So the monkey. I mean, now hold on now.
Mm.
Stuff like that really does happen overseas. They really
Ryan,
do
are you
do
familiar with Faces of Death? Like, have you ever heard or seen? No? Okay.
that.
So
He's,
I have
he's
absolutely-
young. Yeah, that was a thing before he was born.
I don't know what the hell his problem
All I was
is.
gonna bring up earlier was when I was over at my Uncle Mike's, I did the LimeWire thing and his computer was fucked after that.
See, he's looking at porn.
No, I was trying to download music and it didn't happen. Because all the
No.
little pop-up things kept coming up and it
Yeah,
kept
you
coming
would
up.
get those pop-ups. Yeah, and if you accidentally clicked on the wrong thing, it would be like
And
it would
he,
send you to a website that would just dump malware onto your
and it was
PC.
funny because I remember him calling my mom up and he's like, my fucking computer's jacked now. I can't even use it.
That's how it
happens.
goes, dude. What are you gonna do?
It
Hey,
happens.
so Jimmy Garoppolo
Mm.
went to the Rams.
Sweet, sweet Jimmy.
What do you think about that, huh?
He's a bum.
Rams had a pretty good team
he's
the last
washed.
few years. Went to Super Bowl.
He's washed.
You think he's done?
He's washed.
He can sure as hell
Hey,
make
I
I
it
should
stop.
say he's returning with the Rams, but they gave him one more year.
Caleb says his Jim Palmer poster is concerned for animals on your general vicinity after that comment.
Yeah, the fact that y'all will watch that, that's...
Your
We don't
Jim
want-
Palmer, your Jim Palmer poster is mighty. Has a very moral sense.
I'm sure Jim
I wonder
Palmer.
if that Jim Palmer, like, the poster has, like, a little hole cut where the mouth's at.
Jim Palmer probably watched bestiality porn at one point.
I'm
You're
telling
in the
you,
clubhouse, you're all
I'm telling you,
drunked up.
dude. There's
Like, come on.
two things in this world that I know for a fact right now, and one of them is that Ryan's a fucking liar when he says he's never watched any bestiality.
Yeah,
No, never.
He's not at that age where he just accepts and just admits to the real shit that he does.
It's okay. Like, we're not
He's not
asking you
there
to
yet.
tell us that you intimately watch that kind of shit. And
Yeah.
No, that's just fucking
Like,
weird.
It is weird, but it's one of those things.
that you have to see it.
I will tell you this, okay? And this will kind of, before we get back to the NFL talk, I promise we'll put this back on the rails for the one viewer.
I don't know.
But you got to understand that when you lived in the time of internet porn, when it was at its birth, and you were a teenager at that time who was desperate to get porn, when you couldn't just go and buy. Yeah, well, you're pointing at him, but it was all of us at that time. I mean, and at that time, the internet, like I said, was not what it is now. You didn't just download a video or stream a video. Like, it was a process. You needed a computer, the whole thing. So, like, when you would get, like, videos on LimeWire, for example, the title of the video didn't always match with what it was that you were downloading. This happened a lot. I can remember hanging out at a friend's house. He had cable internet. And it was mind-blowing to me because I had dial-up internet at the time. I'd never seen cable internet in somebody's house. So it would download like a whole song in like 20 seconds, which would take 10 minutes per song at home.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he could download video clips, like 30-second porn clips in like a minute. So he would go, click, we would type in, big
White girl
back,
gets
big
wrecked
butt.
by BBC.
Yeah, or Jenna Jameson. That was another.
Mm.
That was a popular one.
She was
He was
popular
real
in the
popular
day,
at
yeah.
that time in high school. You would type it in, and it would bring up lists. All these people had these videos to share, and you click them all. Like, all right, we'll click 20 videos and queue them up and download. We go outside in the street and throw the football around for a half hour, and we come back in, and they're all ready to go. You want to know how many of those Jenna Jameson videos actually were Jenna Jameson videos?
One.
Maybe 5, and 3 of those were the same fucking video. And,
Just in different views and
and all
quality.
the other ones would either be like corrupted files, or it would just be some random blonde chick that wasn't Jenna Jameson. They just put the name in the title so people would download it. Or it would be a fucking chick blowing a horse. Or it would be 2 black dudes sucking each other off. And then you're like, no! Oh, I saw gay porn! Oh!
I've seen gay
I
porn.
watched a girl fuck a horse! Shit! Oh! And you're like, you're there with your buddy watching this. Because, you're not watching it to jerk off at that time. You're just watching it to say, wow, this is fucking check it out.
Listen,
This is cool.
Quick story before you
You're
get
like
back.
15, right? But
Quick-
that's what it was like.
That's how it was. Quick story, real
I'm so
quick.
glad I didn't go through that.
You
It wasn't
remember,
the worst thing.
you remember Roberto and them? I used to hang out with
Yeah, I
them a lot.
just saw him the other day,
Yeah,
actually.
I used to hang out with him a lot. So we used to go out to his one girlfriend's house in New Galley. I'm not going to mention names, but he knows who this is.
I know who it is.
You probably know who it is.
I'm pretty sure I know.
Roberto, you know who this
Anyways.
is.
Oh, damn.
I remember
Getting
we-
in on the mic.
We were over there for a party for something, and I was with Crystal on McGrath, and she told me, we were just joking around. Me and her always talking. I was like, get in the fucking car, Crystal. Just joking. Her dad came out real tough. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, real dickish. Like, I wanted to kick him in his face. So we left, and like, Roberto was like, yeah, that's how Crystal and Tim talk to each other. Okay. So, like, I don't like it. I don't like it. So, about maybe a year or so later, I go back up there. Come to find out, he has a video. Him and his wife have a video, not together. And the video is called "How to Fuck Your Husband in the Ass." And I was so happy to see this. I was like, oh, I said he talked tough, but he likes to get pegged. I said this is great. So this is great stuff. So we were with this one dude named Jesse. Said, "Put that shit on. I want to see what it's about." I was like, "Okay." So he put it in, and this guy, he has a mullet, and he's getting fucking pegged by this girl, and he's like, "Oh, ride him, cowboy." He's saying all this crazy shit, like.
Oh,
But the fact that he tried to act tough, well, he
When
has a
he's getting
pegging
fucked in the
video,
eye.
yeah, where he has a video of how to get pegged. That's beautiful. I couldn't get enough of it.
Jesus.
I was like, this is great. Not the movie itself, but the fact that he had this movie was awesome. Because I hated this guy. He's probably dead now. I don't know, but I hated this guy. So the fact that he has a pegging video.
Embarrassing stuff that parents have. I was staying in the house, and we had a sleepover at my buddy's house. We were like 16, and the parents were out of town, so it was just the four of us. And we were pretty good kids. We weren't like drinking and smoking weed and shit like that.
Yeah, that was me.
But we
That
were
was
just,
me.
we were just hanging out the house and carrying it on. And we had the internet there, so we were like chatting with girls and watching porn and watching fucking
course.
wrestling and shit. Dude, we just decided to go through my buddy's parents' dresser.
Oh god.
Oh God.
And dude, it was a mistake. Like, his parents, for one, were older and not very good looking people. All right, and were the kind of people that probably were never good looking, even
Like
in their good days.
Squidbillies.
And
Fucking Squidbillies.
they weren't didn't look like Squidbillies, but that's funny.
Hey, you want to come out sexual?
He's like, homosexuals.
Homosexuals or rapists.
He's like, what you know about sex?
Let me breathe into this mic real quick.
I got a feeling this is going down a rabbit hole.
Dude,
really
we open
bad.
up the drawer and there is a cigar box type box,
Oh,
and it's
God.
got Polaroids in it. And
Oh,
dude,
God.
it's just loaded with fucking Polaroids of the wife on the bed just posing in all of these poses, and they are just fucking gross.
Just
Like,
beef curtains
just
just out there.
meat
just-
curtains everywhere, everything. Like, her face is not in any of the pictures,
Thank God.
but you could tell it's her.
I got something that beats that.
And it's just like, we showed it to my friend. We're like, hey, this is your mom. What
I
the
don't know.
fuck, man?
I'm not sure if my dad's
We should
listening,
change this.
so I probably shouldn't tell you this one. But I had Brian Valenic had recently opened.
Why you always got to bring people's names into this?
Well, I got to bring
Yeah.
Brian in because Brian would know because he was with me.
He probably doesn't want you to know.
Yeah.
Well, no, what do you mean? This has nothing to do with Brian. I mean, this ain't the story ain't about Brian. Anyways, he unlocks the fucking porn cabinet my dad had back in the mid '90s or late '90s, whatever.
He probably still has it.
No, there's no porn in there. I looked, but there's a video unmarked. Okay,
Yeah.
I put it in, and some things are going on. No, it's not like no sex like that. It's just a woman. Can't see her face. Can't see nothing. And all of a sudden, the room becomes very familiar in the movie.
Ah,
Yeah.
So you look around and you're like,
Yeah, and I think my crib might have been in that movie at one time.
shut up.
So we're talking like 81, 82.
Oh, so this is vintage porn.
This is real.
This is the one that's got the Ron Jeremy soundtrack in the background.
But like, I was like, please God, this better not be what I think it is. And it was.
No
It was-
way.
Yeah, I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden, it hit the streets like wildfire. Brian wanted to see it. Kids at school wanted to see it. Roberta wanted to see it.
This was your parents.
Yeah.
How come I went to school with you and I never heard about this?
You should have heard about it.
I can't believe I didn't hear
could
about
I
this.
could have swore I told you the story back.
I
in the
may
day.
have known it back then, and I just forgot because I'm old now and I forget.
Yeah, well,
about
yeah,
shit.
I'm surprised. Of all the things that I remember is
What's
that.
funny is everybody has the story that people
Yeah.
remember about them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then you see them 20 years later, you're like, oh yeah, there goes.
There goes porn man.
there goes Jizz Butt.
Yeah, like yeah, somebody came in his butt crack in school.
Now,
Yeah.
today's episode is brought to you by the letter F, and that's fucked.
Oh my goodness.
Can I bring some? Why the hell did they not have doors on our bathroom stalls in
I
high
hate
school?
that. Yeah, it's so bad.
That's kind of
The high school, remember, they were like lower too.
yeah, it's kind of pervish.
Yeah, if you were standing up and you looked at the
Still
guy
like
next
that.
to you, you guys were eye to eye.
They
Yeah,
were
but
still like that in the high
What
school
if
when
you-
I was there.
Yeah, but what if you decide to have a crank like a
So-
crank sesh?
Imagine someone that's like
They're-
6'4" coming
They're
in.
discouraging that.
Yeah, they don't.
Is that really discouraging that for some people? Because some people like to get caught.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it just got caught.
I took a dude. I'm telling you what. Exactly once did I ever take a shit in the Beaver Falls High School.
Never.
One time I did, and it was like an emergency situation where it was either going to happen.
Right there.
It was going to happen
Yep.
there, then, and now, or it was going to happen
In my pants.
in like the third row at Mr. Keeley's math class. Like that's what was going to happen, and it was a terrible experience. I remember walking in. For one, I don't think I'd ever even been that far back into a men's bathroom at the high school, like that far back into the bathroom.
That is creepy.
And I get back in there, and I'm like, this sucks back. Sit down, and I take it. It's during class, so there's nobody around. So fortunately, I was by myself. But yeah, dude, I just let one rip. It's echoing all crazy and shit. And the whole time I'm thinking, man, walk in here and look at me right.
Yeah, that's so fucking weird. Like, isn't there a law against that?
I don't think so. I remember in the Beaver Falls Middle School when we were there, all the boys' bathrooms, they would have like 3 or 4 stalls with shitters, but only one of them had a door. And it was funny if you went in there, and I did have to use that toilet more often when I would use those because it had a door, so I didn't mind as much. But if you closed the door on the back of the door, it was spray painted on the back for teachers only. I didn't care. That's
why. Oh, right, because we all want to see Mr. Cleary's hairy fucking balls hanging in the toilet.
His gray hair balls.
Yeah, his fucking afro balls.
You know, instead of fuck the free agency shit, I want to just keep hearing these terrible stories. These are actually interesting.
Oh, dude, we've had some.
He's gonna have to change the episode name to "Freaky Sex Stories and Fetishes and Other Shit."
Look,
all types of ill type shit.
Brad drew a picture of Mr. Cleary. like, listen, and he called him Commando Cleary. Like, his body was real shredded and ripped, but the face was so accurate. And he had this big afro, and he's like firing a machine gun.
Glasses on.
Yeah, but his arms were so
Black and
fucking
gray hair.
His arms were so fucking big, and he was firing a machine gun. It was called Commando Cleary. Brian could draw, so he made it really believable. Like
no, I know he could draw. I've seen some of the stuff he's done, and I'm like, holy shit.
He could have made a comic book out of it. Like, seriously, he was great.
Fantastic.
But why did
agency.
He didn't have to make him so fucking big though. Like he was shredded.
Oh,
all right, so are we gonna...
No, just make it this the sex episode. The free agency isn't that
There's
important.
not a whole lot more to talk about that's super interesting other than the Browns had a couple big pickups.
Well,
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Golden Knights can't do no wrong.
Kenny Golden Armor Christ Pickett.
Baltimore signed D-Hop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which you're getting a 37-year-old D-Hop that barely did anything with Kansas City. He ain't doing nothing.
1 year, $5 million.
Dude, that's more than what.
That's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing for football, but I'd take that money in a second. Fuck
yeah, you can get one more season out of it.
If they want me to shave their gooch for that, I'd go in the showers and shave their fucking gooches for $5 million.
I don't think Lamar Jackson's ever going to win a Super Bowl.
Is cheesecake a pie?
So that was something that Caleb brought up today on the Two Dumb Yinzers podcast. We talked about today is Pie Day because it's 3/14, March 14th.
Okay.
3.14 pie, so you call it Pie Day. And we were talking about it being Pie Day as well as Steak and a BJ Day, which I cooked steak today.
Did you get a BJ?
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Oh.
Wait, look, if we shut up, she'll come down and give you a BJ?
No, you'll have to leave.
Yeah, we can't cuck it out.
I mean, I could ask her, be like, hey, babe, you want to cuck up a little bit?
I'll watch. I don't care. Shit, I don't get nothing no more. I'll watch.
Give you a couple beers. And
Who's the guy who fucked the pie?
Hey, cut a hole right there. It's just like, not for my cock. I'm just saying, like, for...
Oh, you can peek?
Yeah, peek.
And what, we're going to, like, fuck in there? Is that what you want?
2 little eye holes.
No, I'm not going to do that. This is not Porky's or whatever the fuck.
Well, I'm not going to stick my dick in the hole.
Animal House. Eventually you will. You'll be looking, and all of a sudden I'll look down, and it'll be like...
Like, glory hole. Like...
And there's a tool bench right there, so I'll just grab a mallet and just go...
Oh.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Bend it down.
I don't think I would like that.
No, not at
It's
all.
cheesecake or pie.
So I argued that it is actually a pie.
I would say it's more of a pie than a cake.
Yes, that was the argument I made. But I also
Mm.
said the only reason that we would even consider cheesecake a pie, because pumpkin pie is a pie. All other pies have a crust on top.
Yeah.
Oh, pizza is the other one we mentioned. Pizza pie.
I'm gonna have
And that's a little bit controversial as well. A deep dish pizza, yeah, is kind of like a pumpkin pie would be, where it's just all the filling, no top crust.
I'm gonna say it should be in a class of its own. Because it's not cake and it's not really pie.
The
either.
fact that it's called cheesecake, though, is what kind of blows it. Like
Yeah. You couldn't have called it a cheat. No, that doesn't
cheese
sound-
pie.
Cheese pie.
Cheese
doesn't
pie
sound-
is a thing.
That sounds
Yeah,
bad.
it just sounds bad.
Cheese pie
cheese
sounds
pie.
bad.
He also says, Caleb, he says, what about tarts?
You fucking.
I think tarts are smaller though, aren't they? A tart is like if you took a pumpkin pie and you shrunk it down to like hand size. It would be a pumpkin
Pop-Tarts.
tart.
like Pop
Sounds
Tarts.
like a tart.
Yeah, but that's more of a turnover. They just call it's another thing where
Well,
the
no
naming
turnovers.
convention-
No turnovers a lot different than a Pop Tart.
Well, I think a tart is like open faced. I think of like a cherry tart. It's like a little miniature cherry pie with no top crust.
Yeah.
But a Pop Tart isn't that. A Pop Tart has crust all around. Now it's iced, but it's crusted more like a turnip. Yeah, these pastry arguments are tough, man.
I don't know about the turnover thing.
All right, here's
What
another
about
one.
My
cream
idea of
pie?
a turnover is like the shit you get it.
No,
Who's the-
yeah, you're thinking of like a big like apple turnover with the fluffy like croissant
Yeah, and then,
style
yeah,
filo
yeah,
dough or
yeah.
whatever.
They got
real
the
crunchy.
drizzled icing on. Yeah,
What about a
that
cream
sounds
pie?
So good right
it
now.
does. Who always does the turnovers at the restaurant? Who was that? It's Arby's.
Arby's does turnovers.
Yeah,
They're good.
I kind of like them.
What about a cream pie?
Yeah, cheese pie sounding disgusted, Caleb. I think we agree to that. Although I would still
It
eat a
does.
cheese pie. I would still I would try it anyway.
I don't know if I tried.
You ever see the movie Taxi Driver?
Yeah, Robert. I just watched it the other day.
Classic movie. Right?
Great movie.
One of my favorite movies from that time era. There's that scene where he goes and he meets the main girl, Sybil Shepherd's character, at the
Yeah.
diner, and he ordered a piece of apple pie with a slice of American cheese melted on top. That was his order.
God.
Why did I not catch that?
He does. He goes. Remember he narrates the movie, so he's narrating.
I'm
I
gonna
walked
watch
in-
this when I get home.
I walked
now.
into the diner and she
It's
wasn't
good.
there yet, so I sat down and I ordered a slice of American pie.
You
a
know how
slice of apple pie with a slice of I think it was American cheese. It might have been cheddar cheese. Slice of cheddar cheese melted on top. And then they show it a minute later. They bring it out, and there's a yellow slice of cheese melted on top of it.
Why?
you know how far into the movie that is?
It's whenever he
It's
starts.
soon-
Whenever he
it's
goes on
pretty
this
soon.
first date with her, so
It's
it's
pretty
probably
soon.
a half hour.
Yeah, he
into the
takes it
movie.
to a porn.
I've already watched
It's
it, but
right before that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the first because they meet
Hmm.
there, and then he takes her to the movie, and then
You
it's
ever notice how Robert De Niro's first couple roles, he was like a scumbag?
because he played that role well.
Like, I mean, he's not really a scumbag in Taxi. He's just crazy.
But he's
But-
scummy. Like,
yeah.
he plays that kind of dirty, grungy.
Kids-
I mean, you saw he had just that mohawk.
Yeah, did you ever see Mean Streets? Though I think that came out maybe a year or two before, or maybe a year or two after. I'm gonna say before. I think it was before. But he was like a scumbag, like he degenerate gambler, scumbag. Nobody liked him except for Harvey Keitel in the movie. Like,
he always plays some sort of wild swindler as well.
Mhm.
yeah, I like Harvey Keitel.
Oh, he's great. I love him in Pulp Fiction.
He's probably in my top 20 favorite actors,
Yeah, I'd give it. I'd put him number 20.
along with Walken,
There's a lot of guys I'd put.
Pacino.
That this is a discussion for a whole episode. sometime.
Yeah.
We'll do a best actors and actresses episode.
We don't have to do the actresses because I really don't care about
Oh,
that.
there's some good ones. We could do a top 5.
Trying to be.
Let's do the top 3.
I could do a top 5. I could think
Okay.
of 5 good actors.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be enough for a whole episode.
Pacino, De Niro.
Yeah. Those
Those
are
are men.
those are your big names. Yeah.
We're going men.
Those are your big names right there. I like that though. He's gonna defend his takes. Cheesecake. Okay, we're just gonna say it to end it all. Cheesecake is more of a pie than a cake.
What is a tiramisu? I had
It's
tiramisu
cake.
today.
I had one at Giant
I
Eagle
had one
too.
today. It was delicious. Yeah, Giant Eagle. Ashley
Yeah.
went to Giant Eagle and she bought like a slice of it. It was in like a
Yeah,
plastic thing.
they say it's a serving for 2, but
Yeah,
we all
it is
know-
serving for 2 because we ate one together and it was too much for me.
no,
I was
it's
like, "Yeah,
it's not. It's a serving for
okay,
Tim.
We were fucking.
It's a serving for Tim.
What would you
I can eat a whole
categorize,
tiramisu.
It was pretty tasty. I really liked it.
It's
Wow,
like
that's so funny
cake,
you
but
ate
it's
one
got a
of these.
different type of.
It's coffee flavored, so
Yeah.
it uses coffee flavoring and like custardy,
Yeah,
and
it's
and
good.
it has a crust
I've
like
tried
a. Oh, it's delicious, dude. I
what
got
would
some
you
up there.
categorize a pumpkin roll?
Did you try the strawberry one?
No.
It's decent.
What about a pumpkin roll? Is it really a roll?
Caleb, yes, this is on Streamlabs, but I'm not on. I'm not using Restream, so I'm not sure how to add you. I'm not using Restream. I'm not sure, Caleb.
Pumpkin rolls. They're just pumpkin rolls.
Pumpkin rolls are good. My sister
they are
actually
good.
made the best pumpkin
it
roll
really
I
a
eat
roll,
ever
though?
eaten. My sister actually
Yes,
makes
it's a
and
roll.
phenomenal. It's just like a cinnamon roll, just with pumpkin-y stuff instead of dough and cinnamon and sugar
I
and
know.
butter.
I know
it's,
you're talking about. He's thinking of the rolls like you eat for dinner. No,
Like a-
it's
like a
definitely
bread
not,
roll?
Yeah, it's definitely not a bread roll.
No, pumpkin roll is
It's
like a
like-
cinnamon
it's
roll.
like a
It's
cake
I'll
roll.
tell you that.
cake. They're
I will-
delicious.
So
will-
good.
F it up.
Fuck up a pumpkin roll.
Oh, they're delicious, dude. I don't even
It
like.
don't matter
I
what
don't like
season.
pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin stuff. I don't like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin.
I don't
flavored
either.
Shit, but
I'm
I
with you.
crush me some pumpkin roll.
Mm-hmm. Like
I like
pies,
pumpkin
I can't
pie.
do any pies. I can't do apple.
I love pumpkin
Any of
pie.
that?
I love that.
Can't do
stuff.
it.
Cherry pie, apple pie, all day, every day. Give me just a little bit of slice of apple pie with a little bit of vanilla
Cake and
ice
pie,
cream.
man. That's me.
Oh, you heat up that apple
Yeah, we
pie
can
slice
tell.
real hot,
Shut
and then
up.
put
Look at a
You'll
bloated
get it.
vanilla
walrus.
ice cream on top of it. All day, bro.
Dude,
It's so bad for me.
not gonna have my mom making apple pie.
Should. I'd love to eat them. I'll bet she bakes one pie.
I don't advertise anything they're saying right now.
I'll bet it's a moist, warm, delectable slice of pie that
You
you
know she's like 70 years old, so like.
That's why the pie is so good.
Ew.
She's experienced. She knows what she's doing. She knows how
Okay.
to bake
Knows
a
the
fine
right
pie.
temperature, the right.
I would like-
ingredients.
I
The
would
right
like-
pH balance.
I'd like to think,
He's
thank
probably watching
Jeff.
this right now. Like, this is why I'm not watching it
I'd
ever
like
again.
to thank Jeff for, blessing me with never having an erection ever again.
I'm just telling you, dude. If your mom makes a great pie, I want to try her pie. I want my mouth to indulge with her. I want her pie in and around my
See,
face.
we can get away with this because
I'm talking about apple
Let's
pie. What
see.
the fuck are you talking about?
you're talking about my mom's vagina.
I never said those words.
See, he
You-
can get
you
away with it
said-
'cause that's too
You
mean.
literally
Mhm.
said my mom makes a great apple pie. I love my mom's apple pie, and I said I would love to try your mom's apple pie, and you turned into a real bitch.
No,
Just
you
like
turned into. You said I would love to eat your mom's pie.
That's exactly what I
You
said.
didn't say apple pie.
Just like if you
said
would've
I'm
said
pie.
sorry,
nice
your mom's
box.
pie. Yes.
Just like if you would have said nice box, he's taught 2 meanings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Why is everything personal and sexual?
Because I haven't had sex in like
Just
2
like
months.
Jug.
That sucks, dude. You know what? Just know that when you leave here tonight, I'm gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think of you. I'm gonna call it
It's
your
gonna be
name.
all hot
That reminds me
and
of a
sweaty.
joke Rodney Dangerfield said. He said him and his wife decided to only smoke after sex. He says he completely quit, but the only thing is she's up to 10 packs a day. So that means she's bagging other people. He was good with them one-liners. I loved him.
Dude, every once in a great while, one of his things will pop up on my feed on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it'll lead me down a rabbit hole of watching, because people have posted videos on he has his own YouTube channel that people go back and have put all of his old stuff on. So if you go on there, dude, there's like clips, it's like 10 minutes of Rodney Dangerfield on Johnny Carson. And it'll
Yeah,
be him
I've
just
seen that.
cracking Carson up for 10 straight minutes. Excellent.
You want to know who was good? Kinnison.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He's
He
like, I got a
was
way to solve the hunger
insane.
problem. He's like, move where
Yeah.
the fucking food is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good. Sam Kinnison was real good.
One of my favorite Dangerfield jokes. He says, I went to the doctor. He says, man, he's like, you gotta stop smoking. You're overweight. Like, you're breathing heavy. Barely can walk. Like, you really need to work on yourself. You need to quit smoking. You need to eat better food. You need to stop eating steak, stop eating salad, start exercising. And he says, you know what, doctor? Fuck you. I want a second opinion. The doctor says, you know what? You're an asshole too.
Sounds a lot like-
He did one. He had one because he's always talking about how ugly he is and stuff.
Yeah, right.
He said he was so ugly that the other night he got mugged and halfway through the robber made him wear the mask.
Yeah.
I was like, oh come on,
That's
Rodney.
good.
He's crazy, man. He had some really good jokes. He was a legend,
Legend.
definitely.
No respect. No respect.
Still funny how Kinnison only had like what like 5 straight years of being there, and then he just
Yeah.
went downhill.
Yeah.
Well, the wreck wasn't his fault.
No,
He got hit by a drunk driver.
funny he makes jokes about the drunk driving, and then that happens.
Well, he used to.
He said, we're gonna drink and we're gonna drive and we're gonna. Have
You know who
fun."
else
He
I
used to be a
really
pastor.
Yeah.
someone else I was really into back in the day, and then you didn't hear much about for a long time, and then died recently. Or McDonald. You ever watch some of his shit?
Dude, you have
He's
to be a
funny as
certain type
hell.
of person to understand Norm's
I
jokes.
figured you weren't into Norm. He was fucking funny.
He was. No, I like Norm. He was ruthless on Saturday Night Live when he.
Yes, he was, especially against OJ.
Yes. Oh, he was ruthless.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
can't remember what movie I
But-
just watched that he was in, and
Some of his
he was
jokes though were
fucking
just
hilarious.
you got to understand Norm Macdonald and know what he's doing and know funny. But
That's true. He's definitely you have to have a certain taste for his stuff. But he was pretty smart, and he made some pretty smart, funny
I couldn't
jokes.
believe he died. That was a shame.
Yeah, he had cancer and didn't tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bummer. I really liked him.
I did. So you know who I didn't like was Dice.
You know, like Dice Clay, the Dice Man.
I think he was stupid.
He's still
I like
He's
Dice.
still around, you know. He's
Well,
still
all he did was the dirty nursery rhymes.
that's what he's known for, yeah, and that's all I ever really liked from
He's
him.
like, "Hey, bitch, what's in the bowl?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's not really that funny."
It was funny the first couple times.
Yeah, he's
That was the
he's like
thing-
the Dane Cook of the '80s.
It's the Jeff Foxworthy before that with the
Yeah,
redneck
big
Someone-
jokes.
redneck.
Dude, I'd take Jeff Foxworthy.
Dude, Foxworthy was hilarious. I have a couple of his albums.
The
on
first
CD.
couple albums were solid.
Hilarious.
Like
Yeah.
the cable
Freaking
guy too.
Excellent.
I didn't really
Larry's
care
good,
for the
too.
"you might be a redneck."
I
It
loved
was-
that stuff when
it
but
was-
I was like 10 when that came out too,
See,
so it was funny to me.
I
then.
liked all his just regular stand up, the other
It was
shit he would
good.
talk about.
Yeah, he would talk about like family parties and
Yeah, and he said when he had a neighbor, and I love this one because your dad had this fucking album. He's like, my kid's so smart. He said airplane. He's like, well, shit, he's 14 years
stuff.
old.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. So like he lived that redneck life, you
Yeah.
know. What I mean, it's
I like he would talk about words that rednecks would use that nobody else understands.
yeah.
And he'd be like, you know, it'd be nothing at all to be at home, and all of a sudden you hear your mom yell upstairs, "Jeet yet?"
Oh, did you?
He's
Yeah.
like, "What the hell's jeet yet?" He's like, "How do you spell that?" Like, nah, Jew.
You
Nah,
know,
you up to?
you know who was corny though? Was Gallagher.
Oh yeah, he was really strange. He would beat up the fruit, right?
Yeah, he's you see me smash some fruit. Like, yeah, he was pretty bad. He's pretty bad.
What do you think about Dennis Leary?
Oh, I love Dennis Leary.
Yeah, he was good.
Love Dennis Leary. Him and Bill Hicks were almost. They said Dennis Leary stole a lot of Bill Hicks stuff, but I listened. You got to understand that at the time when Hicks and Leary were going around, like there's everybody was talking about the same thing.
Mhm.
You know, like Jim Fitz, the big fitness guy, having a heart attack. Everybody was talking about that. That was big news. So Leary talked about. So they told a joke that was similar. It wasn't the same. Leary didn't steal it. It was similar because I'm telling you, if you listen to No Cure for Cancer, it is nothing like a Bill Hicks like show. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing there that you'd be like, oh, this is Bill Hicks, because Dennis Leary is just a fucking madman.
Yeah,
doing
he's
this.
wild.
Yeah. So all that Joe, of course, then again, this comes from Joe Rogan, who says according to him, everyone steals jokes.
Yeah.
Which
He'll call everyone out but Amy Schumer, who actually steals
He
jokes.
Yeah.
freaking loves Bill Hicks though.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's got a real hard on for Bill Hicks.
Yeah. Well, Bill Hicks was different.
I can't get into him.
Everybody.
You don't
I
like
was
Bill
never into
Hicks?
It just didn't do it for me.
He was
Funny, but
smart.
it's like it's not like
I just feel like everybody sounds the same. Like
he died real young too, so
He had
didn't have a
cancer.
chance to really.
Oh, he was
really
funny.
pop
He-
off.
It was funny, but I just
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you can't say Leary and Hicks are the same. I mean, he might have
never
some
said
other
that.
person. Yeah, but
No, just
Joe Rogan.
literally one person.
I
Said
mean,
that.
Joe Rogan's.
Take it off.
Well, Joe Rogan says everyone's stealing jokes.
Well, people do.
Everyone, but he won't call out Amy Schumer because that's his friend, and she steals jokes all the
Bad
time.
at it, yeah.
She
She's
sucks.
all over the internet with her. stealing
She's
jokes.
terrible.
It's been for 20
Well, they
years.
said Mencia did the same thing.
Well, that's
Joe
what.
Rogan called him out on
Yeah,
stage
but
for it. Bobby Lee.
Yeah. But so what? You know, everybody steals jokes if you think about it at one point, because a comedian's job is to talk about or joke about
Current events.
current events. So eventually, you know, you're going to have people talking about the same subject.
It's like that old adage. Every book is just a plagiarism of the dictionary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how comedy is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
They
you can only
write-
make the same jokes. You can only make so many jokes about the same thing. I should say.
Yeah.
Like-
Somebody's bound to come up with something
Mhm.
similar.
I mean, in the 80s, though, there was the personalities and the comedians were too different to actually copy. Like you had Dangerfield was still doing his thing. Then you had Kinnison, who was completely different from Dangerfield,
Wild as shit.
but frequented Dangerfield's comedy club all the time. And then you had Pryor, Murphy. They're different. Red Fox was going. Everybody was so completely different that if you stole one of their jokes, you were going to know about it.
And then what's funny is, of all those people, probably the biggest one of all of them that you didn't mention, or at least from the 80s, would have been Seinfeld. And everybody did his act after he. In the 80s, you don't realize it, but Seinfeld was massive as a stand-up comedian.
He wasn't that funny though.
No, that doesn't matter. He was a hit, and a lot of people liked him. And of course, he got the show, and then he really blew up.
The show was good.
The show is really great, but the show is based off a lot of the concepts he came up with in his comedy routine, and he really blew up in the late 70s and into the 80s as an act. You know, he was on HBO all the time. He was on Carson all the time. He was real popular as a stand-up. And his act was, because for one, he's clean, and not a lot of guys, like Cosby was the only other real big clean guy.
Well,
you know, well, yeah, you know,
joke's on you, Bill. Joke's on you, Bill.
He worked clean. But you saw, like, in the late 90s, or excuse me, late 80s, you started seeing all these comedians come out who had that same, like, so what about this? That like Paul Reiser was another one like that.
He was,
yeah, he's overrated.
He was
Mad
unbearable.
was an okay TV show.
Like Billy Crystal was all.
Billy Crystal's like that too, but he's like legitimately hilarious. Like he's a good impressionist. He does it all.
Well, I will give you that.
His stand-up stuff is a lot of that, like it's the airline food.
Like, let's throw in Robin Williams in that.
Well, he's a unique guy.
If you steal something from Robin Williams,
you're gonna definitely hear.
How are you gonna do it?
Yeah, he does absolutely every single possible thing you could possibly do as an actor.
Exactly, like he would do like 12 lines of coke and go out there,
and he'll do every single accent and every single cartoon character all in 1 hour show.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, if you do any of that, you
can't
not copy it.
Like when he was doing the golfing joke.
Oh, classic.
The golfing joke was the best.
One of the best like long
no, you hit it again
jokes ever.
Yeah, he was great. That's
you call it a stroke. Because every time you swing, you have another stroke.
He's fucking great. I liked him. He
was great. I was very hurt when he passed away. I really liked Robin Williams.
That's like you see Rob Schneider's doing stand up now.
He's getting back into it. He's been doing
stand up for a long time, and he kind of sucks.
Well, actually, some of his new stuff ain't that bad. I didn't say he was.
I'm iffy on him.
I didn't say he was groundbreaking. I just said it wasn't too bad.
I'm iffy on him.
Yeah, fuck it.
Movie wise, yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay as
he's great as a character actor.
He was okay as silly characters in.
No, I would say he was better than okay. He was funny as shit.
Jessica.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like that movie. I did. I thought that movie was fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
Oh, what's that called?
Especially when he hot chick.
Yeah, the hot chick.
He likes the transgender stuff.
Yeah,
especially when he fell down the fucking bleachers. That shit was hilarious.
He kept going down.
Like,
Deuce Bigelow is a funny movie too.
Deuce Bigelow's Animal
the
was
one
good.
Was kind of dumb, but the first one is hilarious.
Animal wasn't bad.
Animal's all right. Yeah.
Okay, we can all agree as a star, he benchwarmers.
Yeah, that was okay. But yeah, he had other people with.
What about Sandler? You forgot about Sandler too. The comedy.
Well, no, Sandler's a fucking genius.
Yeah, he's an actual actually good at his job.
Yeah,
well, I'm talking about just as a comedian too.
I've seen some of Sandler's stand up. It's not bad. He's funnier in movies than stand-up, though.
He released a couple of comedy albums in the 90s.
Yeah, What the Hell Happened to Me?
Yeah, and those were comedy acts, like stand-up acts that he did.
That was hilarious.
That he put into, like, studio form. So it wasn't like he was being recorded live, but he would come to the studio and do his act. And they were fucking hilarious.
They're all gonna laugh at you, and What the Hell Happened to Me?
Yeah, that was the name of the first two albums.
Cock at a medium pace.
Medium pace was on the first album.
He's like,
they're all gonna laugh at you.
Sticking up my ass. Like I'm like, what?
Stroking my cock.
I definitely
got shampoo bottle over there now.
Sticking up my ass. Like I definitely was
punch it in and out and watch me whack off.
He said, punch me in the face and watch me in the face
and tell me how big your ex-boyfriend's dick was.
You know what he said? Punch me in the face, shave off my pubes,
and punch me in the face. That's right.
Like he made a really good love song, but it was.
You know what's great
about
that?
It took a turn.
The first verse of that song is like, "Baby, I love you."
Yeah.
And
You
it's
put
like
your arms around
it's
me,
like
baby.
4
Yeah.
chords, right? 4 chords to play. I used to go to we'd go to like bonfire parties, and everybody would have me. I would bring my acoustic guitar, and we would fuck around, and I would play that for people. So I would play the first round, and most people didn't know the song. So then it would get into the second verse, and I'd be like, "You see that shit bottle over
Yeah,
there?"
because it
And I
took
would
a
sing-
turn for the worst.
Yeah, it gets real bad real fast.
Remember the talking goat on.
Oh yeah, the goat, classic.
He's like,
They're playing football with the goat.
they throw football at him, blast him.
Blast him in the face.
Like,
He's like, "You brought that hook to me. I can't believe you were going to do that."
what are you doing? Sit on the side of the pole and jiggle your balls for mama. Play with yourself. It'll be good.
That wasn't the goat, but that was also
That
a
was-
different
yeah, that was-
thing. Yeah.
She's like, Mom, stop it. Why? I just want to see what my daughter's been stroking.
Why don't you just whip out your cock and balls some more?
You
for me then?
You
Cock and balls. That was the line.
On the Roku TV I got, you might have it. It's called SNL 50th
yeah,
Anniversary.
they've been showing that
Dude,
stuff. Yeah.
I watch that every night. I mean, I see the same ones over and over again, but every now and then they'll throw some new ones in there, and
Yeah.
it's fucking hilarious. I seen one. It was Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Emilio Estevez, Jay Moore, and David Spade. They all had these big fucking muscular things, and they're like, we're not on steroids, you know, like we're here doing a steroid-free show. Their legs are like this big and skinny, so you know they're taking callers in, you know, because they're talking, and then all of a sudden he's like, you hear this guy calling, he's like, Emilio. He's like, it's not funny. He's like, who is? He's like, this is Charlie Sheen. He's like, oh yeah, he's out. He's like, tell me where you live, and I'll give you a beat. And he's like, Amelia, you know where I live. He's saying all this stuff.
Right.
He's like, it's just a skit, Charlie. He was like, this is just an ass whooping. I'll see you in a little bit. He hangs up the phone on him, and he was like, but you weren't expecting that. Like Charlie Sheen just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's why I think, regardless of the shit he did, Charlie Sheen had a great run.
Oh, he's funny.
Let's be honest.
He's
He had a
legitimate
great
funny guy. He's a good
run.
actor. Yeah, he's a legitimately good actor.
Like
He had some issues, man.
Platoon wasn't his blowout movie. Like he played
Still
it.
pretty good.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah.
movie. He played what, Red Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever seen. What was it called? Bad Boys or The Boys Next Door? His
Oh,
one
Bad Boys.
He did Navy
No.
SEALs too.
Navy SEALs was in the 90s.
Dude, you know what movies I loved from him? Dude, freaking Hot Shots.
Oh,
Loved it.
Dude, those movies, there was only 2 of them. They could have made 10 of them. They
Yeah.
were so good. They were like the next evolution of like Airplane.
Or
They
Naked
were,
Gun.
Or Naked Gun. They were so good, dude.
What was good about the second one was that it was a Rambo spoof.
Yeah.
But the guy that played his colonel was actually Colonel Troutman from Rambo.
From
It was
Rambo,
yeah. It was that they actually got oh god, what? I don't used to be good at actors' names. He played in of course Rambo.
I'll look it up.
Oh, Richard Crenna. Richard
Oh,
Crenna was his name.
You got it.
Yeah, he was a good actor too.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen, I agree. He was great. And dude, 2.5 Men was a funny show with him on.
Oh, what was Family Guy's issue with that? Why they never liked it? Why they thought that show was a bust?
Family Guy?
Yeah, Family Guy hated.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that, but I don't really remember the story.
Well, no one Seth MacFarlane. He probably just makes fun of everything.
I don't know why Seth MacFarlane had a because obviously the show was like successful as fuck.
Yeah, right.
So it wasn't like it was a shitty like Friends was actually a legitimate shitty show. Like it was so
You
boring.
can never get
Friends is one of those shows that if you put like my wife has been putting it on lately to go to bed. I can go to sleep to that show. I can
Yeah.
put it on and it's not offensive and once in a while it'll make me laugh. There are hot chicks on it, so that'll keep me kind of like
Eh.
watching for a few minutes. Friends is not an offensively bad show. It's not that great. I can't watch it the way that she was. She knows every word to every episode. She's been watching it since it was new.
Yeah, I could.
But it's
Yeah, I
not
can't.
it's not a show that I can't not like. If I go to the doctor's office and on, I'm not offended. It doesn't bother me.
I don't like Friends.
But dude,
though.
there are some TV shows like comedies, especially comedies from like the 90s, that I watch and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, like Ellen. Okay, Ellen, I can't
Terrible.
stand that.
You know what else I?
Not,
The
I'm not talking
Nanny.
about her. Yeah, that's another one.
I
dude.
hate
My
that
wife
show.
loves that show, and I'm like, dude, how does she not annoy the bejesus out of you?
Nanny was a bad one, but then you had shows like I'm not sure if it was 90s or 80s, but you had Mama's Family. Remember Mama's
Oh,
Family?
dude, that show's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was in the 80s. Yeah.
even the Cosby Show was decent.
Cosby's a good show. It was a good show at the time.
I mean,
I
neither,
kind of cringe now when I watch
yeah,
it.
because you're like,
It's a
you know,
little
you're
too
like-
wholesome.
like
yeah.
what's what? Yeah. Well, I always said this. I always said, I said Bill Cosby's always criticizing the filthy comics and acting like he's so fucking perfect. I said, I bet you he's hiding a secret.
Mhm.
Did not know that his secret was drugging
Show
people.
enough.
Yeah.
drugging bitches.
I
Did
just
not
want
know
to
that
know
was
what
a
his
secret.
sweater cost was for each episode and show.
I did like the
Them
Cosby Show.
sweaters he be wearing were nice.
Do you remember the one show's called 227?
Yeah, room 227 or some shit.
No,
like that.
it was they're in an apartment building.
Yeah, apartment 227. That's what it was. Yeah.
That was a good one too.
I never watched it.
What the fuck's wrong with you? What about Family Matters?
Yeah.
You liked it?
All right.
It's okay.
You know what show? We go to this restaurant here in town, and we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, so we're gonna have to close it down here. You know what? There's a restaurant right here in town that's kind of new. It's called Hash and Smash. Really good, like breakfast
I
place.
tried it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good.
Every morning,
Very good.
every time we go down there, they have 2 TVs, and they always have Chips on the TV.
It's a
You
great
remember
show.
Chips?
Yeah.
That show is awesome.
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, FX Network was new on cable, and they had like they only showed at the time like old TV shows from the 60s and 70s. So they had like old Batman, like with Adam West, and they showed Chips on there, and like Dukes of Hazzard and shit like that.
Love Dukes of Hazzard.
Me and my dad would watch Dukes of Hazzard and Chips every day, and it was awesome. It was a cool show. But now I've been watching it down. I only watch it when I'm there. It'll be on, and I'll be watching it for like 5 minutes, and I'll be like, dude, this show was so corny. I can't believe I used to love this show.
Dude,
But
that's like-
it's still like I
that's
still
like-
watch it.
I used to wait for Knight Rider to come on.
See, that's one that I couldn't get into. I watched episodes of it.
I like
I
Knight
love
Rider.
the car.
the car is
Knight
cool.
Rider, I love it.
I just it didn't do it for me.
If you watch the first season is really good. Oh, sorry, I'm getting old. We've been on a while, but the first season's really good. And
I got to like the third or
So, hey, speaking of badass cars, Tim, we're gonna close the show here in a minute, but there was a reason. The reason that we couldn't have a show previous week was that you were going to pick up a car, right?
that is correct.
Why don't you tell us about it? Tell us about the story. Do it in 5 minutes, and we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, it was a pain in the ass. I'd get in a rental car and shit, but
Where was it located?
Detroit.
Oh, I thought you told me it was like Virginia or something like that.
That was the original one I was going to get. Then I started looking at it, and the mileage gauge was all fucked up. Like, you couldn't see the mileage, and you kind of need that when you register your vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Because if you can't get the correct mileage, then they will mark your
They
car.
won't register it.
Well,
Yeah,
they
won't.
could register it, but it'll be marked as inaccurate or tampered with mileage. So I didn't get that one. I had to look it up because I was possibly going to get an R title.
So what's the car you got? Give me the
Challenger.
what year is it?
14.
2014
Yeah, it's
Dodge
an older
Challenger.
one. Yeah.
It's sharp. I was looking at it outside. It's a real nice looking car.
I
Okay.
like it. I wanted to see. He's so mad because he's still.
No,
What do you drive, buddy?
I drive a Jeep.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Good for you.
let's go put another fucking duck on his dash and tell him to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
But
My
no,
wife
like,
drives a Jeep. She,
Duck
nobody
will
ever
go right
gives
up
her
your
the car.
ass.
yeah,
too.
my girlfriend's mom has one. It's nice. He drives the same. It's the same thing as his, but only hers is like a bluish gray with black rims.
He
and
got
it's
that
really
so
fucking nice.
it shows his little cock.
I always come back to cock with you.
With him, it's oh no. With him, it's cock.
No, with
So
you.
how's the
Non-stop
car
cock.
running? What's the
runs
mileage
good.
on it? Give me the deets.
I always buy high mileage cars because usually I know it sounds fucking crazy, but this is my theory.
Dude, if it's high mileage, if it's well kept, it's still going to be a
Exactly.
good car. Yeah.
My thing is that I also have another theory. When you buy a car really high mileage, all the big problems probably already happened.
Okay.
Which is true. 'Cause
Yeah.
I bought a Ram. I bought it.
They're also easier to insure, which is nice. They're cheaper
Exactly.
to insure. Yeah.
The Ram I bought was a 14 also. It had 200,000 miles on it. I bought it for $9,000. I haven't had a single fucking problem with it. Just brakes and tires.
Yeah. Maintenance, routine. Maintenance.
Exactly. Nothing is wrong with this truck. And the car so far, I don't know. I still feel, I feel like this dude beat me over the head. I feel like he fucking, I feel like it might be an R title.
Why do you think that?
Because it's definitely been wrecked before. I can see it. And you can see it's been wrecked in more than one place.
Huh.
So if I get a title and it comes back R, I'm going to sue the fuck out of him. Because he never told me it was an R title.
Yeah.
So I'd probably sue him for the price of the car and keep the car.
Make sure you check out the. Where'd you get it? It's like Craigslist or
No, this
Facebook
is off
Market?
Facebook, but he has like 4 or 5 lots over the Detroit area.
So
and-
he's got a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I tell you, Detroit wasn't. I bought that car up by Sterling Heights. It's like right above Detroit. It's mostly like it's rich. It's like where the football players and shit live. Dude, the houses up there were fucking insane. Like the mansions that we're seeing, it makes Swickley look like a fucking hobo.
Wow.
Like their houses were, I'm talking like blocks long. Like they're fucking huge. I've never. That's where the football players live.
Sure.
But it was a nice trip to go up there and see Detroit. I've never been to Detroit before,
Yeah, me neither.
and you could tell the town. Certain areas were. We didn't go into obviously we didn't go into areas that were used to be neighborhoods that are now just empty lots with telephone poles. Like, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. The first car we looked at was if you could find a lake, which I wasn't going to drive around for, but I guess you could see Canada from the lake. So it would have been nice to see that, but I was on the time when we had
So
to
yeah,
get
it's called like Lake St. Clair or
something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you go to a certain point, you can see it in the Canada or something like that.
So yeah, you rented a car and then
Yeah.
took the rent a car out there and dropped it off there
Yep.
at Enterprise. Or
Yeah,
wherever it was.
luckily there was an Enterprise a quarter mile down the street from where I
nice.
picked this up.
So you just had to walk a couple blocks away.
Yeah, she just dropped the van off and we got in the car and.
All right, dudes. Well, it was a fun conversation today. NFL free agency. We got 20 minutes of chat out of that, and 40 minutes out of 50 minutes out of
just random goodness,
creepy sex stories.
Random goodness.
We're gonna be a little bit off with our episodes the next couple of weeks because I'm gonna be working next week, and then I'm out of town the following week.
You gonna buy a hooker?
Gonna
No
do some
three-way?
Way too expensive.
Are you gonna do some blow?
No, I'm good on the blow. I'm open that part of my
Okay, what if you can find a hooker that'll watch you have sex?
If my wife is there and she's watching me have sex with my wife, I would.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's
what...
She's
But
basically
my wife's
the
not
cuck.
going.
She's not.
No, I'm by myself.
So you're gonna buy a hooker?
Buying a hooker.
They got like $5 ones on the street.
Those are not the ones I want.
Those are the ones you
No,
want.
it is not.
Because they will let you throw it right in their butthole.
Yeah, and then I will remember it the rest of my
He will have
life. Every
everything.
time I got an itch on my balls.
That,
I'll be
and
like,
he'll
I
have a
remember
venereal
when I hooked up
disease.
with Felicia in Vegas.
Hey.
Honey, why is there a wart on your penis now?
Okay, there is that.
That's
You,
always
I
been
don't
there,
know.
honey. That's always been
you
there.
may have to,
I've always had that there.
you
You
may
just never
have to
noticed
worry
it.
about that.
Yeah,
That might be
that's
something-
what I'm worried about.
Just wear rubber.
I ain't wearing rubbers, dude.
My dad was in the Air
I
Force.
haven't worn a rubber in almost 20
My
years.
dad used to
dude.
buy process in the Air Force
That's
all the
great for your
time.
dad. Good for him.
And he said they used to make him wear rubbers. He said, if you ever try getting a blowjob with a rubber, it's the most worthless thing in the world.
No, it's terrible.
It's just the most worthless,
It's terrible.
pointless thing in the world.
I would be better off.
I
just
highly
wearing-
doubt that ever happened.
It's way better. Yeah, it's
How would he know? How would he know that you have?
There's I used to work with a couple of guys years ago, and they went on a trip to Canada. And Canada has some very legendary strip clubs on the other side from Niagara
Mhm.
Falls. It's
Yeah.
like a party spot. They went to one of these, and they got private dances. It was like $50 or whatever to get like 2 songs private lap dance. So they got a lap dance, and the one kid, his name was Brock. She told him like, "Hey, $100, I'll sell."
Oh, that's awesome.
And he goes, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "But you gotta work on it." And he was like, "Fuck it, hell yeah." So he pays her right there, gives her cash. The security guard who's working the door turns around, closes the door, walks out, private room, and then she pulls out a condom, puts it on his dick. She might have got. I'm sure she probably got him hard.
Oh, of course.
Probably was already hard. He
Hopefully.
was fucking lap dance,
Yeah.
yeah. And he was like 22 at the time or whatever, so he was a younger dude. And he said she sucked him off. He goes, "Yeah." He says it worked. He says it wasn't fun. He's like, "It wasn't that great." He's like, "It was cool getting sucked off." He's like,
Mhm.
"She was hot as fuck." He's like, "He's never ever gonna hook up with a girl that hot." He says, "But," he said, "feeling wise, it sucked. Like you couldn't even finish."
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
explains
can
it when he
understand.
said at 22, he was young and full of cum. He just,
Yeah, and he still
I
couldn't
just-
get it off. Yeah.
he just wanted to get it off.
I'd never use con. I just think they're just they
It's
kill
useless.
sex.
We were using them quite a bit when we first got together, and then we quit using them, and she started birth.
Never used them.
And then when we got married, she got off birth control. We didn't
Ultimate
use
cream
it for
pie.
years. We were together for 6 years not using a
I'm
condom.
trying to think.
And then just one day, all of a sudden, she was pregnant.
Okay, I used one my first time with that one girl I dated in high school. One time, and then after that, it was just like I'm not using these.
My friend's son, he got pregnant in high school, and it was their very first time. It was not her first time, but it was their first time together and the first time he had ever had.
Oh, that
hooked up.
sounds
Way to
like your
go.
dad.
They
That sounds
hooked
like
up.
your dad.
They hooked up at a party, and just had a good time, and they got it on, and they didn't talk to each other for a couple months. Just we were in the same grade. It was senior year in high school.
Nice.
Same grade or junior year in high school. The kid was born our senior year.
You're gonna have to tell me who this is after we get
Yeah,
off.
I don't know if you probably know him, but kid in my grade. Anyway, his son now is like 22, 23 or whatever, because that would have been in 2000. He was born in 2000. Yeah, that's wild. It was his very first time he got her pregnant.
You
She
talk
come up to
about
him,
shit luck.
he come up there. She come up to him at school,
Ruined your virginity right there
and
after you lost. You're
when the
like,
baby was born,
fuck.
you looked at the baby and you
That's
knew right away
fucking
it was his. You
terrible.
know what I mean? Like it literally looks just like him.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, that's that poor kid. And he ended up dating her for years. They lived together for a few years, and they had the kid, and everything was good for 2 or 3 years, and then they just.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I have any kids that I don't know about. I don't think
I've
I
only
do.
hooked up with a couple of girls, and
Yeah, I never wore rubbers either. I'm surprised. I did get burnt one time by some nasty whore. Oh, she was such a no, dude.
I know who she is.
She was a hua. She's a hua.
Horse.
She's a hua.
she's like, who?
She's a hua. No, seriously, she was. Oh my god, such a dirty whore. Like
Oh, my
she
goodness.
Dirt
will
ball.
fuck anything. If you got a cock, it's going in her. She's such a dirty whore. And
Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. That
All
is
this
Dirty
cock.
Whore Chat for the evening.
Change the episode name to
All
Dirty
right.
Whore Chat.
They're killing the stream. Later, guys. Thank you for everybody for joining. Thanks, Caleb, for jumping in. See y'all later.